10 modern tractor operating at peak efficiency. Humble machines are no longer used in modern farming. Across the world's largest farms, tractors have evolved into precision-engineered behemoths designed to plow thousands of acres with maximum speed, precision, and durability. These machines are more than raw horsepower. They combine power with technology, efficiency with durability, and scale with sustainability. From the giant farms of North America to the fragmented fields of Europe, the demands on modern tractors have never been higher. Farmers need equipment that can plow deep into the ground, sow hundreds of acres in a single pass, and move between distant fields at the speed of a transport truck. Meeting these expectations requires engines with more than 500 horsepower, transmissions that adapt instantly to the load, and digital systems that control each pass with centimeter-level precision. In today's episode, we explore 10 of the most advanced tractors in operation today, machines that represent the pinnacle of agricultural engineering. Each has its own story. Some emphasize raw power, others refine efficiency, and still others reimagine what a tractor can do. Together, they paint a portrait of modern, industrial-scale agriculture, where technology and power converge to sustain global food production. Ranked 10th, Big Bud 16 Fe 747, the giant that farming could barely hold. Across the vast agricultural lands of Montana, a single machine once became larger than the very idea of farming itself. The Big Bud 16 by 747, first constructed in 1977, did not simply join the ranks of tractors, it shattered the scale entirely. Designed by Stan Little Products in Havre, Montana, and built for the Rossi brothers, cotton farmers in California, the 16 Fe 747 emerged as the largest farm tractor ever manufactured. It carried with it an engineering philosophy rooted in the American West, that size and horsepower could conquer vast acreage faster than any fleet of smaller machines. At the heart of this tractor was a Detroit diesel 16-cylinder, turbocharged engine producing close to 1,100 horsepower at peak. No other farm tractor in the world came close to this rating at the time. Its weight exceeded 100,000 pounds with ballast, and its dimensions were so large that most conventional transport trailers could not even carry it. Everything about the 16 Fe 747 defied normal proportions, from its 8-foot-high tires to its 25-foot length. Where a John Deere or Case 1H might require a team of machines to break deep soil, the Big Bud promised to do it alone. But scale brought consequences. The 16 Fe 747's fuel consumption was extraordinary. Operating under heavy load, it could burn through 60 to 80 gallons of diesel per hour. Maintenance was equally demanding. While the tractor was mechanically straightforward, built using parts from mining and industrial equipment, its sheer size made even basic servicing a significant task. A tire replacement, for example, required special equipment and often had to be shipped in from distant suppliers. This is one of the reasons only a few were ever built, and fewer still survive. In the decades after its debut, the 16 Fe 747 became a legend that many farmers knew of, but few had seen. For years, it worked on vast wheat fields in Montana, pulling plows that reached 80 feet in width. It was not a machine for typical family farms or even large cooperatives. It belonged to a class of agriculture where fields stretched for thousands of acres, and efficiency meant covering enormous ground in as few passes as possible. To those farmers, time saved in tillage could mean thousands of dollars in profit. When the tractor was later retired and sold, enthusiasts and preservationists ensured it was not lost. Modernization efforts gave it new life. Updated electronic fuel systems, LED lighting arrays, enhanced hydraulic controls, and a re-engineered cab with climate control, soundproofing, and digital telemetry. These upgrades allowed the Big Bud to function in 21st century farming, at least for demonstration in partial work cycles. Still, its enormous footprint limited where it could operate. Wet soil, steep terrain, and tight farm layouts made it impractical for most of today's agriculture. Today, the Big Bud 16 Fe 747 survives more as a cultural and engineering artifact than a working solution. Farmers who see it in exhibitions are reminded of a time when horsepower was the only answer to efficiency. Collectors view it as a mechanical marvel, valuable not for daily use, but for what it represents: ambition without compromise. A few machines still make appearances at agricultural fairs or special demonstrations. Their VV16 roar, drawing crowds who have never witnessed a tractor of such scale. In the modern market, where compact and autonomous tractors are gaining ground, the Big Bud is the antithesis of efficiency. Its size restricts maneuverability, its fuel costs outweigh productivity for most farms, and its specialized parts make upkeep prohibitive. Yet as a symbol, it holds a unique place. It shows both the potential and the limits of extreme engineering in agriculture. Building bigger is not always better, but it teaches the industry what boundaries exist. The Big Bud 16 V747 remains, in the truest sense, legendary. Few machines carry such a reputation decades after they were produced. Even fewer are remembered as the pinnacle of a design philosophy that the industry ultimately abandoned. It may never return to widespread fields, but every time its engine fires and soil breaks under its plows, it reaffirms a chapter in agricultural history when one machine alone could redraw the landscape. Ranked 9th, Deutz-Fahr 9340 TTV Warrior, Germany's high-tech power tractor. When emission standards in Europe demanded more than raw power, Deutz-Fahr responded with the 9340 TTV Warrior, a machine that balances force, finesse, and regulatory compliance. Born from decades of engineering refinement, this tractor delivers approximately 340 to 360 horsepower, combining a modern powertrain with a transmission that adapts to the terrain. The TTV gearbox enables seamless torque flow without interruption, allowing for smooth acceleration even under heavy loads. Equipped with advanced engine management systems that conform to Stage 5 emissions norms, it retains its strong pulling ability while reducing particulate output and nitrogen oxides to meet environmental regulations. The engine itself, a turbocharged inline-6 or V configuration, depending on the year, pairs with electronic fuel injection and optimized combustion calibration to deliver both torque and responsiveness. Under the hood, robust cooling systems prevent overheating during long plow runs. Hydraulics are generous enough for large depth caving and adjustments without lag. The cabin, refined to European standards, features panoramic glass for clear visibility, air conditioning with climate control settings, active suspension, and EcoBoost compatibility, allowing implements to communicate automatically. LED lighting and safety features are designed for extended working hours, even in low-light conditions. In practice, the 9340 TTV Warrior shows its strengths through versatility. On flat wheat fields in northern Germany, it pulls seed drills and heavy cultivators with consistent speed, maintaining near-optimal RPM and fuel consumption rates around 25 to 30 liters per hour under load. During harvest transport or when shifting between tasks, the TTV transmission allows fluid driving without abrupt gear changes. It maneuvers more easily than comparably powerful tractors, thanks to a decent turning radius, balanced weight distribution, and stability even on slightly uneven terrain, which gives it an advantage over larger, less agile machines. However, on extremely soft ground, the weight can still work against it, and uphill grades or steep slopes expose limitations in traction control, especially under wet conditions. Among farms that require both power and adaptability, the 9340 Warrior is often the preferred machine. Leasing operations prize its ability to handle multiple tools. Mixed farms where one machine must plow, seed, haul, and sometimes perform loader work, it fits the role. Costs reflect its status: fuel, maintenance, disposal of emissions control consumables, and spare parts all come at premium prices. Buyers must evaluate the total cost of ownership, not just horsepower. Regulatory compliance adds to the price, and certified technicians must perform servicing to maintain emission control systems. In market comparison, it surpasses many standard tractors in its power class, both in terms of comfort and operational flexibility. Against ultra-heavy tractors like the Big Bud, the 9340 offers agility and regulatory legibility. Against smaller tractors, it outperforms in long-term efficiency and its ability to handle demanding implements. For farmers in Northern Europe or similar climate zones, it represents a high-end solution. Hefty upfront investment, but robust technology, reliability, and resale value. Finally, the Deutz-Fahr 9340 TTV Warrior occupies a distinctive position where performance meets governance. It demonstrates that modern tractors can be powerful without violating environmental limits. Where many tractors compromise on either strength or emissions, this machine insists on neither. For agricultural operations that demand serious horsepower while facing strict ecological, regulatory, and efficiency pressures, the 9340 Warrior offers a near-ideal benchmark for what is possible in both electric governance and diesel performance. Ranked 8th, Kubota M8 Series, Japan's bold entry into America's heavy tractor market. From rice fields in Japan to suburban lawns in America, Kubota built its reputation on compact tractors. For decades, the brand was synonymous with reliability in the mid-range. But in 2019, Kubota made a bold move. With the launch of the M8 series, it stepped directly into the heavyweight arena, a segment ruled by John Deere, Case 1H, and New Holland. This was not an incremental upgrade. It was a statement that Kubota wanted to be taken seriously in the 200 horsepower class. At the heart of the M8 is the Cummins B6.7 engine, one of the most trusted power plants in the agricultural industry. Rated at 190 to 210 horsepower depending on configuration, it delivers Tier 4 final emissions compliance without sacrificing torque. For many farmers, this was the first sign that Kubota was willing to adopt proven global components rather than rely solely on in-house design. The transmission followed the same philosophy, a full power shift or continuously variable option, with electronic management for seamless transitions from field to road. Hydraulic capacity was generous, supporting multiple high-demand implements without strain. The cab was another leap forward. At over 60 square feet of space with panoramic visibility, it dwarfed earlier Kubota models. Inside, operators found an air suspension seat, climate control, touchscreen monitors, and isobus connectivity, which allowed for plug-and-play compatibility with modern planters, sprayers, and tillage tools. LED lighting and automatic steering compatibility positioned the M8 firmly within the precision farming trend sweeping North America. For a company once seen as a compact tractor brand, this was a machine built to command wide-open row crop fields. On the ground, the M8 series proved versatile. It could pull mid-sized tillage tools, run heavy balers, haul loaded wagons, and still handle secondary tillage with efficiency. Fuel consumption averaged 18 to 25 liters per hour under load, placing it competitively with rivals in the same class. Farmers who tested the tractor reported smoother ride quality and better cab ergonomics than expected. For operations looking to expand without committing to the largest four-wheel drive machines, the M8 offered a bridge, serious horsepower in a frame that remained maneuverable and accessible. Yet ambition met reality. North American farmers are loyal to legacy brands, and Kubota faced a tough fight against decades of dealer networks built by Deere and Case 1H, supply chain delays, and the global pandemic further slowed adoption. Critics noted that while the engine and transmission were proven, the tractor as a whole lacked the field-tested track record of its competitors. Some questioned whether Kubota could sustain service support for machines at this scale. Still, the M8 represented more than sales numbers. It signaled Kubota's long-term strategy, expand beyond its comfort zone and anchor itself as a full-line supplier for farms of every size. For loyal Kubota owners already operating mid-range models, the M8 was a natural upgrade path, keeping brand continuity without switching to rivals. And for a handful of larger operations, the machine demonstrated that Kubota was ready to stand alongside global heavyweights. Today, the M8 series remains a rare sight compared to Deere 8R or Case 1H Magnum tractors, but its existence alone shifted perception. Kubota is no longer seen only as a compact specialist. It has proven capable of engineering, or at least integrating, a machine for the upper tiers of horsepower farming. For those who operate one, the M8 is both a tool and a signal of loyalty, a way to align daily work with a brand that once served their smaller fields, now stretched to cover much larger ground. Kubota's M8 does not yet dominate the American Midwest, but it embodies ambition. In every sense, it is the tractor that asked whether Kubota could grow with its customers, not just beside them. Ranked 7th, Valtra S374, Finland's 370 horsepower flagship tractor. Finland's farming calendar is short, intense, and often unforgiving. Fields that remain frozen for half the year must yield crops in the other half, and tractors must be ready to switch from plowing and hauling to forestry tasks with little downtime. Into this environment comes the Valtra S374, the flagship of the Finnish manufacturer and one of Europe's most advanced wheeled tractors in the 370 horsepower class. The power source is AGCO's 8.4-liter turbocharged diesel engine, delivering up to 405 horsepower with boost engaged. This engine is Stage 5 compliant, meaning it meets the strictest European emission standards while maintaining high torque across low RPM ranges. Paired with a stepless CVT, the tractor glides from slow, precise maneuvering to full-speed transport without the jolts of a traditional gearbox. The CVT not only improves operator comfort, but also trims fuel use during varied loads, a critical feature for long workdays across uneven terrain. Hydraulics are equally generous. With a combined flow of over 400 liters per minute, the S374 can manage the heaviest implements, wide drills, subsoilers, cultivators, without hesitation. In practice, this means fewer compromises. Operators no longer have to choose between implement speed and tractor control, as both can run simultaneously at full capacity. For tasks such as strip-till seating or deep ripping, the hydraulic reserve maintains steady performance where other tractors in its class might falter. The cab is a central part of the Valtra identity. Unlike many high-horsepower tractors that emphasize sheer power, the S374 emphasizes operator control and comfort. Its Smart Touch armrest consolidates functions into a single touchscreen and joystick system, reducing clutter while allowing personalized profiles for different tasks. The Skyview cab option, featuring an extended glass roof panel, caters to forestry operators who require upward visibility when operating cranes or loaders. Climate control, ergonomic seating, and vibration dampening complete the package, making 12-hour shifts survivable even in demanding conditions. On the ground, farmers in Finland and Scandinavia use the S374 for deep tillage, pulling large trailers and transporting between dispersed fields. Forestry contractors value its adaptability. The same machine that tills land in spring can handle forwarder duties or crane operations during timber harvest in winter. This dual-use capacity is unique in its class, reflecting the environment for which it was built. Fuel efficiency is a defining trait. While tractors in the 400 horsepower range often burn fuel aggressively, the S374 averages 40 to 45 liters per hour under load, competitive for its output class. For large European farms where fuel costs are rising and emission standards are tightly enforced, this balance between performance and economy is essential. In the broader market, the S374 positions Valtra alongside industry heavyweights, such as Fendt's 1000 series and John Deere's 8R tractors. Yet it distinguishes itself by blending Nordic practicality with cutting-edge technology. Although it may not be the most powerful tractor available, it offers one of the most refined operator experiences in high-horsepower farming. Farmers choosing the S374 are not only buying horsepower, they are buying adaptability, comfort, and a machine tailored to seasonal extremes. Today, the S374 stands as Valtra's premium flagship, proving that even in a market dominated by German and American giants, Finnish engineering holds its own. It is a tractor designed not just for power, but for the rhythm of European farming life. Efficient when time is scarce, comfortable when hours are long, and versatile when seasons demand change. In this balance, the S374 has carved its place as a benchmark for modern high-horsepower tractors in Europe. Ranked 6th, Versatile 620, Canada's 620 horsepower workhorse tractor, 620 horsepower, delivered through a design that values simplicity as much as strength. The Versatile 620 is not the most glamorous tractor in North America, nor the most technologically advanced, but it carries a reputation that spans Canada's wheat belt and extends into the vast plains of Kazakhstan. For decades, Versatile has been known for building articulated four-wheel drive tractors that prioritize durability, and the 620 sits at the top of that lineage. Its power comes from the Cummins QSX-15, a 15-liter, 6-cylinder, turbocharged diesel engine rated at 620 horsepower. Built to Tier 4 final standards, the engine is designed for long, punishing days under full load. Farmers trust this motor not only for its raw output, but also for its global serviceability. Cummins parts and technicians are available almost anywhere grain is grown on a large scale, making downtime shorter and repairs more affordable. The transmission follows the same philosophy. Operators can choose between a Caterpillar T22 16-speed power shift or a simpler 12-speed four-wheel drive system. Both are robust, field-tested designs that rely on mechanical strength rather than complicated electronics. While competitors advertise CVT systems and complex automation, the Versatile stays true to its identity: straightforward power delivery, easy to understand, easy to fix. For farmers who maintain their own fleets far from major service centers, this simplicity is more than a convenience. It is a matter of survival. Hydraulic performance matches the horsepower. With a combined flow exceeding 430 liters per minute, the 620 handles massive air seeders, deep-ripping shanks, and cultivators without hesitation. In Western Canada, it is common to see the 620 pulling 80-foot drills across fields that stretch uninterrupted for miles. In Russia and Kazakhstan, where farm units can exceed 50,000 acres, the same machines pull oversized implements through some of the most challenging soil conditions in the world. Inside the cab, the Versatile 620 offers comfort, but avoids excess. Operators receive air suspension seating, climate control, and wide visibility, but the controls retain a mechanical feel and logic. Touchscreens are fewer, menus simpler, and the entire layout favors function over appearance. Farmers who spend 12 hours or more behind the wheel may not find the same luxury as in a Fendt or Deere, but they often note that controls are more intuitive, and the absence of fragile electronics means fewer breakdowns. In the field, performance is measured by the number of acres covered and the hours worked without interruption. The Versatile 620 consumes fuel at rates similar to its peers, averaging 60 to 70 liters per hour under heavy tillage. But where it distinguishes itself is in uptime. With fewer electronic systems to fail, it spends more days in operation and fewer in the shop. For large farms where every lost day can mean thousands of dollars in missed planting or harvest windows, this reliability is as valuable as raw horsepower. Market perception of the 620 reflects its origins. In Canada, it enjoys loyalty among farmers who value ruggedness and affordability. In comparison to Deere, Case 1H in New Holland, it sells fewer units, but often to buyers who seek independence from the most prominent brands. Its price point is generally lower, and its maintenance is simpler, making it attractive for farmers who manage costs without sacrificing scale. Globally, the 620 has carved out a niche in regions where service support is limited, requiring tractors to be self-reliant. The Versatile 620 is not designed to impress with luxury features or cutting-edge automation. It is designed to keep working day after day in some of the harshest agricultural environments on Earth. For Canadian wheat farmers, Russian grain producers, and anyone who values uptime above all else, the message is clear. This tractor may not be the fanciest, but it will get the job done and keep doing it long after others have stopped. Ranked 5th, New Holland T9.700, America's 700 horsepower mega farm tractor. 700 horsepower. That figure alone places the New Holland T9.700 in the top tier of agricultural machinery worldwide. This articulated tractor is not designed for family farms or modest acreages. It is built for industrial-scale agriculture, where tens of thousands of acres must be worked within narrow seasonal windows. At its heart is the FPT Cursor 13 engine, a 13-liter, 6-cylinder turbo diesel engineered to deliver both high torque and strict Tier 4 final emissions compliance. With electronic management and boost, it can generate close to 700 horsepower, allowing it to pull the largest implements available on the market today. The T9.700's chassis is articulated, meaning the tractor bends at its center for steering. This design, common among North American high-horsepower tractors, grants a tighter turning radius than its size would suggest. In practice, it means a machine weighing over 25 tons can maneuver wide drills or multi-blade rippers across expansive fields without wasting time on oversized headlands. Power is transferred through New Holland's Ultra Command Power Shift transmission or the optional Auto Command CVT, depending on specification. Both systems ensure smooth power delivery, whether crawling under extreme load or transporting equipment at road speeds. Hydraulic capacity is equally formidable. With a flow rate of over 430 liters per minute, the T9.700 can operate air seeders, hydraulic fans, and multiple remote valves simultaneously. This is critical in modern large-scale cropping systems, where a single pass may involve equipment that seeds, fertilizes, and conditions the soil simultaneously. For farms in the American Midwest or Canadian prairies, this capability translates into fewer trips across the field, lower compaction, and higher efficiency per acre. Inside the cab, the focus shifts from raw strength to operator endurance. 12-hour shifts are routine on mega farms, so comfort and technology integration are essential. The cab offers complete climate control, high visibility glazing, ergonomic seating, and the IntelliView touchscreen system. Through GPS integration and Isobus, the T9.700 supports precision agriculture, including automated guidance, variable rate applications, and data collection for farm management software. What once required multiple passes and guesswork can now be executed with centimeter-level accuracy, directly linking horsepower to efficiency. Field trials highlight the tractor's unique strengths. In deep ripping, the T9.700 maintains traction even in heavy soils, distributing power across dual or triple wheel setups, or optional tracks for specific configurations. In seeding operations, its ability to pull 80 to 100-foot wide air drills enables farms to plant thousands of acres in a fraction of the time required previously. Fuel consumption, while high at 60 to 70 liters per hour, is balanced by output. Measured in acres covered per day, no smaller tractor could compete. Market perception places the T9.700 firmly against the John Deere 9R/9RX and the Case IH Steiger 620. All three share similar horsepower ranges, articulated chassis, and precision technology. Choosing between them often comes down to brand loyalty, dealer support, and regional preference. In areas where New Holland maintains a strong dealer network, the T9.700 holds ground as a serious competitor, offering slightly lower initial cost without compromising on capability. The T9.700 is not a tractor designed for versatility in small tasks. It is too large for loader work, too heavy for delicate soils, and far too expensive for anything short of industrial farming. But in its intended environment, grain belts stretching horizon to horizon, it delivers exactly what is needed: power, reliability, and integration with precision technology. For North America's mega farms, where timing and efficiency dictate profitability, the New Holland T9.700 represents one of the ultimate tools available. It is not merely a tractor. It is a system designed to push modern agriculture toward greater scale and productivity. And while it may never appear on small or mid-sized farms, its presence on the world stage makes clear the direction of farming at its most enormous scale. Bigger machines, fewer passes, more acres covered, and the relentless pursuit of efficiency. Ranked fourth, Claas Xerion 5000, Germany's 500 horsepower multi-role tractor. 500 horsepower usually defines brute strength in agriculture, but the Claas Xerion 5000 proves that high power can be paired with engineering sophistication. Built in Germany, this machine is not just a tractor. It is a modular platform designed to take on tasks far beyond traditional tillage. At its core lies a Mercedes-Benz OM 502 LAV8 engine, producing up to 530 horsepower and tuned for consistent torque delivery. Where many articulated tractors rely on stepped gears, the Xerion stands apart with a continuously variable seat-matic transmission. This CVT system enables the tractor to accelerate smoothly under heavy draft loads, transition seamlessly between field and road, and maintain fuel efficiency without requiring operator intervention. The chassis is equally distinctive. Unlike the jointed frames of American four-wheel drive giants, the Xerion uses a rigid backbone with four-wheel steering. This gives it a stability more like a transport truck and agility that belies its size. On narrow European lanes where fields are fragmented and road travel is frequent, this agility makes the Xerion viable where articulated giants would struggle. Then there is the cab, one of the Xerion's defining features. In the VC variant, the cab can rotate 180 degrees, effectively reversing the tractor. Implement-like slurry tanks, forage harvesters, or specialized forestry cranes can be operated as if the machine were purpose-built for them. This feature turns the Xerion from a single-function tractor into a carrier for multiple self-propelled systems. Contractors across Germany and Scandinavia rely on this versatility. In spring, the Xerion injects slurry. In summer, it tills. In autumn, it hauls. And in winter, it can even serve forestry roles. Hydraulics are designed for this level of demand. With high-capacity pumps delivering over 400 liters per minute, the Xerion efficiently manages complex implements requiring multiple simultaneous functions. Large air drills, seeders, or slurry applicators with several fans and pumps are powered without compromise. For many contractors, this means a single machine can replace 2 or 3 less capable units, consolidating costs and simplifying fleet management. Inside the cabin, Claas emphasizes precision and comfort. The CMOT-ION joystick, touch display, and ISOBUS compatibility enable operators to fine-tune performance down to the individual hydraulic circuit level. Visibility is panoramic, seating ergonomics rival long-haul trucks, and ride quality is enhanced by full suspension. Operators report less fatigue during 12-hour shifts, a factor that matters when efficiency is measured not only in fuel per hectare, but also in human endurance. In field operations, the Xerion 5000 demonstrates balance. It can pull heavy tillage implements with steady torque, transport 50-ton slurry tanks on roads at legal speeds, and reverse its cab to operate mounted harvesters as if they were standalone machines. Fuel use, while significant at 45 to 55 liters per hour under heavy load, is offset by the multifunctionality of the vehicle. Instead of owning multiple specialized machines, a contractor can invest in one Xerion and configure it as needed for each season. On the global stage, the Xerion occupies a unique niche. In North America, it remains uncommon, overshadowed by Deere's 9RX or Case 1H's Steiger for pure horsepower. However, in Europe, where landholdings are smaller and environmental regulations encourage the use of multi-purpose machinery, the Xerion is regarded as one of the most advanced tractors available. Its higher upfront cost is justified by adaptability, precision, and the ability to integrate into diverse farming and contracting systems. The Claas Xerion 5000 is not about building the biggest or most powerful tractor. It is about redefining what a tractor can do. By blending 500-plus horsepower with CVT technology, four-wheel steering, and a rotating cab, Claas created a machine that challenges the very definition of efficiency in modern farming. In an industry where scale and specialization often prevail, the Xerion offers an alternative path: fewer machines, greater versatility, and a distinctly European approach to agricultural power. Ranked third, Fendt 1050 Vario, precision power from Germany. In Europe's fragmented farmlands, tractors are expected to do more than pull. They must travel quickly between scattered plots, operate with precision in narrow lanes, and still deliver the kind of horsepower needed for deep tillage. The Fendt 1050 Vario was built with exactly this challenge in mind. Capable of reaching 60 kilometers per hour on the road, yet producing over 500 horsepower in the field, it redefines what a high-horsepower wheeled tractor can do. At the heart of the machine is a 12.4-liter MAN 6-cylinder engine, designed for delivering long, steady power. Rated at 517 horsepower and climbing to nearly 550 with boost, it produces torque across a broad RPM range, avoiding the peaks and troughs associated with traditional designs. Combined with Stage 5 emissions controls, it meets Europe's strict environmental standards while maintaining the output required for heavy-duty implements. Where the 1050 truly differentiates itself is the transmission. Fendt's Vario drive continuously variable transmission distributes power between front and rear axles as conditions demand. In the field, this prevents slippage and maximizes traction. On the road, it allows smooth, uninterrupted acceleration to transport speeds no other tractor of its size can achieve. For contractors moving grain wagons, slurry tanks, or heavy trailers, this dual-purpose design eliminates the need for a separate transport vehicle. Hydraulic performance is equally advanced. With a combined flow of more than 400 liters per minute, the 1,050 powers-wide air drills, slurry injectors, and multiple auxiliary functions without compromise. Precision farming is fully integrated with iSOBIS compatibility, automated headland management, and GPS guidance working seamlessly through the Vario terminal touchscreen. For large farms and contracting businesses, this translates into covering more acres per pass and improved resource efficiency. Inside the cab, the emphasis shifts from power to operator control. The Vario terminal consolidates settings for engine, hydraulics, and guidance into one interface. The CMOTION joystick puts critical functions within easy reach of a single hand. Noise insulation, climate control, and suspension seating reduce fatigue, making long shifts more manageable. Operators often describe the experience as closer to driving a premium truck than a farm tractor, a reputation that underlines Fendt's positioning in the market. Field performance confirms its purpose. In heavy tillage, the 1050 sustains draft loads with lower fuel use per hectare than many articulated rivals. On transport runs, its high road speed significantly cuts turnaround times, giving it an edge in regions where long distances separate fields. Independent testing indicates an average fuel consumption of between 30 and 40 liters per hour, depending on the task. Remarkably efficient for a tractor of this size. Its lighter base weight compared to North American four-wheel drive giants reduces soil compaction, but the machine can be ballasted when additional traction is needed. The 1050 has carved out a unique role in Europe. Farmers managing scattered landholdings value its transportability, contractors prize its adaptability, and large-scale arable farms trust its combination of strength and efficiency. In North America, adoption is more limited, but it attracts buyers who prioritize technology, efficiency, and operator comfort over brute mass. Premium positioning brings premium cost. The Fendt 1050 is one of the most expensive tractors in its class, and its sophisticated systems require specialized service. Yet for those who invest, the payoff lies in total efficiency, fewer liters of fuel per acre, faster turnaround between tasks, and less operator fatigue. Over time, this translates into measurable economic advantage. The Fendt 1050 Vario is not the heaviest machine on the global stage, nor the most visually imposing. Its achievement lies elsewhere, in combining power with precision, speed with control, and technology with operator comfort. As farming becomes increasingly complex and efficiency becomes as important as horsepower, the 1050 stands as a benchmark for what a modern tractor can and should deliver. Ranked second, Claas IH Quadtrac 620, America's 620 horsepower quad-track tractor. 4 independent tracks instead of wheels, a design that changed how heavy tractors move through the soil. The Claas IH Quadtrac 620 is the flagship of the Steiger line, boasting 620 horsepower and ranking among the most powerful farm tractors in the world. But what makes it truly distinctive is not the number. It is the way power is applied to the ground. The engine is an FPT Cursor 13, a 12.9-liter, 6-cylinder diesel, tuned to deliver high torque at low RPMs. Meeting Tier 4, Final and Stage 5 emission standards, it utilizes advanced fuel injection and exhaust aftertreatment while preserving the power required for deep draft work. Power flows through a 16-speed power drive transmission, a fully automatic power shift engineered to withstand extreme loads without hesitation. Together, these systems ensure that the 620 can continue to perform under the most demanding conditions. What sets it apart is the undercarriage. Instead of dual or triple wheels, the Quadtrac mounts 4 independent track modules, one at each corner of the articulated frame. Each track pivots to follow the ground, distributing the tractor's nearly 28 tons more evenly across the soil. The result is reduced compaction, improved traction on soft fields, and less slippage under load. For farms managing wet clay soils, peatlands, or freshly tilled ground, this translates into higher efficiency per pass and less long-term damage to soil structure. Hydraulic performance is equally robust. With a flow rate of up to 428 liters per minute, the 620 efficiently runs air seeders, planters, and tillage tools that require multiple hydraulic circuits. For modern seeding systems that place seed, fertilizer, and micronutrients in a single pass, this capacity is not optional. It is essential. On mega farms in North America and Eastern Europe, a single Quadtrac can cover thousands of acres with tools over 80 feet wide, keeping planting windows on schedule even when the weather is uncertain. Inside the surveyor cab, operator comfort receives as much attention as horsepower. The AFS Pro 1200 monitor features GPS guidance, variable rate application, and data logging capabilities. Controls are placed on a multi-function armrest with a 40-degree swiveling seat to reduce strain during long shifts. Wide glass panels enhance visibility, while suspension and climate systems ensure the machine can work as long as the operator can endure. In field trials, the Quadtrac 620 consistently outperforms wheeled tractors of similar horsepower on soft soils. Its ability to maintain traction while minimizing compaction gives it a unique edge. Fuel use is high, often 65 to 80 liters per hour under full load. But the efficiency is measured in acres per day. A single Quadtrac can replace multiple smaller tractors, lowering labor requirements and improving field uniformity. In the global market, the 620 competes directly with John Deere's 9RX and Versatile's DeltaTrac. All three use Quadtrac systems, but Case was the pioneer. Since its introduction in 1996, the Quadtrac concept has earned loyalty among farmers who prize traction and soil care as much as horsepower. The cost is significant, with a higher purchase price, faster track wear compared to tires, and more complex maintenance. Yet for farms where downtime and soil compaction translate into lost yield, these costs are justified. The Case IH Quadtrac 620 is not designed for every farm. It is too large, too specialized, and too expensive for smaller operations. But for the mega farms of North America, Russia, and Australia, it represents one of the most effective tools available. Combining 620 horsepower with a track system that redefined traction, it demonstrates how engineering innovation can transform not only the appearance of tractors, but also their interaction with the land itself. In first place, John Deere 9R X640, America's 640 horsepower Quadtrac flagship. In North America, green and yellow mean more than a color scheme. It signals one of the most trusted names in agriculture, and in the world of high horsepower tractors, it culminates in the John Deere 9R X640. Built for industrial scale farming, this machine combines 640 horsepower with advanced track technology, positioning it as one of the most efficient tractors available today. At its core is Deere's own PowerTech 13.6-liter six-cylinder diesel, engineered to deliver sustained torque under heavy loads. Rated at 640 horsepower, it drives through Deere's E21 PowerShift transmission or optional IVT system, ensuring precise control whether ripping deep soil or transporting at speed. By bringing engine development entirely in-house, Deere enhanced integration with its transmission and hydraulics, resulting in a drivetrain explicitly tailored for this class of tractor. The 9RX platform defines itself by its undercarriage. 4 independent track modules, each with suspension and oscillation, distribute weight across a massive footprint. At nearly 28 tons, the 9RX avoids the soil damage common to heavy-wheeled tractors by spreading pressure evenly. This translates to better traction on soft soils, reduced slippage, and more consistent performance across varying field conditions. On mega farms in the U.S. Midwest, a single 9RX 640 can pull 80 to 100-foot wide air drills, ensuring seeding windows are met despite unpredictable weather. Hydraulic performance is scaled for this workload. With dual pumps pushing over 435 liters per minute, the 9RX powers multiple high-demand implements simultaneously. From air seeders with various fans to large planters with hydraulic downforce systems, the tractor maintains flow without compromise. Precision agriculture is integrated through Deere's 4600 command center display, auto-track guidance, and JD-Link connectivity. For operators, this means every hectare planted can be mapped, monitored, and optimized for inputs. Inside the Command View 3 cab, Deere focuses on combining comfort with digital control. The seat swivels for reduced strain, controls are grouped in the Command ARM for intuitive use, and broad glass panels enhance visibility. Operators report that after 12-hour shifts, fatigue is less than expected, thanks to cab ergonomics and reduced vibration from the suspended tracks. Connectivity extends beyond the cab. Data is automatically uploaded for farm managers, enabling real-time decisions on seeding rates, fertilizer application, and machine scheduling. In direct comparison, the 9RX640 competes with Case 1H's Quadtrac 620 and Versatile's DeltaTrac. Case pioneered the Quadtrac system, but Deere leveraged its dealer network and integration of guidance technology to capture a dominant share of the market. For many farmers, the decision is less about horsepower and more about the availability of service. Deere's unmatched parts network and dealer presence across North America give it a practical advantage. Uptime. A tractor of this scale is an investment measured in millions of dollars when implements are included, and everyday loss to service can cost thousands of dollars. With Deere, support is rarely far away. Fuel consumption is significant, often 70 liters per hour under heavy load, but efficiency is measured in acres covered per day. On large-scale grain farms, one 9RX640 can replace multiple smaller units, reducing labor costs and increasing uniformity. This efficiency is why the machine has been adopted not only in North America, but also in Brazil's Cerrado and the expansive wheat farms of Australia. The John Deere 9RX640 does not claim to be the cheapest nor the lightest. It stands as a benchmark, a tractor engineered to combine horsepower, traction, precision, and support infrastructure into one package. For mega farms where timing, efficiency, and reliability are key to profitability, it remains one of the most comprehensive solutions available. These 10 tractors demonstrate the significant advancements in agricultural engineering. Each machine represents a different solution to the same challenge: how to cultivate more land in less time with greater precision. From the legendary horsepower of American articulated frames to the refined CVT systems of European flagships, efficiency today is no longer measured solely by power, but by how effectively that power is delivered. On the world's largest farms, the impact is clear. Wider drills cover thousands of acres in a matter of days, rather than weeks. GPS guidance ensures seeds are placed with near-perfect accuracy. Operators work longer hours with less fatigue, and fleets are managed with data instead of guesswork. These efficiencies are not just engineering achievements. They are the foundation of modern food production at an industrial scale. The tractors featured here are not built for every farm, nor are they affordable for every producer. But they set the standard for what is possible in agriculture when horsepower, precision, and technology converge. As farming continues to evolve, these machines stand as benchmarks, shaping the expectations of what the next generation of tractors will be asked to deliver.